Radio 1 FM 90.
Hello, a very warm welcome. This is Spectrum on Radio 1. I'm your host, Edmond Chizito. On Spectrum tonight, what are the findings of the Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement of Uganda Wildlife Authority projects? Why are disagreements ripping the Commission apart? Early this year, the then Minister of Tourism, Trade and Industry, Major General Kanyeihamba, appointed a Commission of Inquiry to investigate the mismanagement of a $33 million or 68 billion shillings donor-funded tourism project. The project, funded by the World Bank, was aimed at improving the infrastructure in the tourism sector to make Uganda more competitive. The commission, led by retired Supreme Court Judge George Kanyeihamba, was expected to make public its report before a disagreement emerged, forcing the minister in charge of tourism, that is Professor Ephraim Kamuntu, to halt the investigations. It has emerged that a majority of the commissioners disagree with Justice Kanyeihamba about the recommendations that are being put forward in the report, the final report. The commissioners, Dennis Bireje, Fred Bukenya, and Kenneth Magembe, are opposing a position by Justice Kanyeihamba that some Uganda Wildlife Authorities officials be interdicted. The method of work by the Commission has also been questioned, with some witnesses describing the Commission as oppressive and characterized by witnesses being ridiculed, abused, insulted, cajoled, and shouted at. At one time, Justice Kanyeihamba stormed the UWA offices, an issue that angered staff there. The Commission has also been described as docile, with some people suggesting that it did not investigate powerful people such as ministers involved in the scam. So tonight we take a look at what this Commission of Inquiry has unearthed, and also try to find out why disagreements are cropping up at the time when the final report is supposed to be made public. Our guest tonight, Professor George Kanyeihamba, retired Supreme Court Justice and Chairman of the UWA Commission of Inquiry. You're most welcome, Professor Kanyeihamba.
Thank you. I don't know what to call Mr. Moderator, but first of all, let me correct all the mistakes you have made in your opening remarks.
Yes,
I wish you had talked to I before I read all those statements.
Yes.
Most of them are false.
Yes.
You have talked about Mr. Dennis Bireje as a commissioner. He's not a commissioner. He's not the council of the commission. Now the council does not take decisions when commissioners are making the decisions. He only guides them. He doesn't participate in their decisions except to guide them. So that's the first mistake I have made. Number two, I'm going to correct all the things you have said.
Yes, sir.
You have said that it is the last who set us up.
Yes.
We were set up on the recommendation of the permanent secretary, the former, I think he's still permanent secretary, Ambassador O'Neill. He even came to my office, begged me to chair the commission. Not anybody else, but the permanent secretary said he admired my work, he admired me as his former professor in law, and when the minister, then Major General Kanyeihamba asked for somebody to go on this, said, I was proud to recommend you to chair that meeting. So that is another error you made in your statement.
Yes.
You made another error that the commissioners are split. We are not split.
Right.
We called the meeting to make recommendations that the present acting executive director should be suspended because he has committed offenses. We have a catalogue as long as this arm of the errors, the misuse of funds, and the thefts that he has either done himself or authorized under UWA. That's why we recommended to the present minister, Ephraim Kamuntu, that he should be interdicted at once. We are giving reasons. Some of the reasons happened when the panel of commissioners refused to come to the meeting. We had discussed what we are going to do and what we are going to state at the press conference which we had. They were there. At least that was attended by 3 commissioners. The other one disappeared. We don't know where. We called his office. He never answered. The commissioner refused to attend. Meanwhile, we have evidence that they were planning to either water down the report of the commission or indeed have it stopped altogether. Because in their so-called dissension point, they say the commission expired at the end.
Yes.
Ask them what were they doing there yesterday working. Even up to yesterday, they were there. Now, if something expired at the end of August, why do you tell the whole world that, but we are working at the UWA? We have the keys for UWA, our books are there, our reports are there. We are still working as I speak now. Tomorrow we shall be there. So how does Commissioner Waselia say, we expired in August? Go and get evidence from UWA and say, we are Mr. Bireje, Mr. Bukena, and the others here, and Kanu. For me, I didn't go there yesterday because I was doing something else. We are still working. Ask them, why did you ask for extension of the commission if you think you expired? As I speak now, the president, I am sure, is considering our request to extend the commission. Why do you not wait for the president to speak? The president is the head of state of this country. I hope people respect him. Somebody tells you, I have appealed to the president because we have not finished our work. And you say, no, we have finished it. Do you respect the president or not?
Well, but you jumped the minister.
What?
You jumped the minister. You should have gone to the minister instead.
But you see, you are talking out of ignorance. We appeal to the president. You know what appeal is? Because somebody has refused you. We had to first go to the minister. And the minister refused. So that's why we appeal to the president. But why are you saying we jumped to the minister?
But it's taken so long. Commissions don't take so long.
The president. Am I the president? Am I the one who advises him? We appealed many months ago.
Well, but you've not even given a preliminary report.
Which one?
Well,
but that's the right also. Ask the minister, permanent secretary, we gave a preliminary report.
What did you find in that report? What did you find? What are your findings? What did you say?
Let me tell you what first I tell you. I said, we have not finished our work. The terms of reference determined by government is that we should visit all the centers in the national parks, in the wild reserves, and other centers where they were supposed to spend the money by the project, such as UWAC in Entebbe, such as Kidepo, where they're supposed to sink some projects, and they didn't. So far, we have done everything else except to visit those areas because the ministry has refused. I don't blame UWA. This is a decision to be decided by the ministry. But the ministry depends on the information from UWA and everybody else. And the reason, I am sure you can guess, they don't want us to go there. I don't want you to ask a question. You are an intelligent Ugandan. You must know why they don't want us to go there.
Well, but you're not investigating this current, so you're investigating the old people, the ones who are interdicted.
Excuse me, who?
Tell us your terms of reference. When you're appointed, what
our terms of reference is to investigate what the mismanagement of the PAMSO project, which was controlled and undertaken by UWA, and the Ministry of then it was the MTTI, but now the Ministry of Tourism, Animal Wildlife and Heritage, and to investigate areas where that money was to be spent. In all the 12 national parks, in all the, I think the 6 heritage areas, Kidepo, Oweka in Entebbe, that is in the Entebbe Zoo. We have to investigate all those and visit those in Mbura. We investigated. Those projects, the money is being used. What has been happening is continuous. Although the project ended about last year. So we have to investigate all of those. We have to visit those areas, even if it has to take 3 years, if the president approves.
Right.
Yeah, so there's nothing. We don't. So
you've done the desk work, you've done the interviews.
Secondly,
what are the documents? You've done what you can do in the office.
What we have done is to receive evidence, is recorded everything, including what people like the acting director said. For example, he gave us information, himself personally, who we should suspend.
Who was that?
This is Dr. Seguya.
Andrew.
Yes. He came, we were in the middle of our proceedings. He said, gentlemen, and lady, because we have a lady on our team.
Yes.
I want to tell you people who are blocking you.
That was Andrew Seguya.
Andrew Seguya.
Yes.
And it is in writing because we recorded it.
Yes.
Our proceedings are recorded.
Yes.
He mentioned the names. including Makombe, including somebody called Venus. Therefore, you may have a list of them there.
Yes.
On the basis of that information, he said they are, as I speak now, removing files, destroying documents. So, you know, you as a person who wants to stop things being done, we told the permanent secretary, the acting director has told us all this. Please make sure that these people are suspended before they destroy our evidence. The permanent secretary will have it in writing. Writes to us, he said, I don't have the powers, but it is the acting director who has got it. We went to the acting director, and he said he was reluctant. So we said, ask the minister. The then minister was Kahindo Tafiri. Kahindo Tafiri called him on the loudspeaker and said, you must suspend those people on my authority. But we didn't suspend them. The letter suspending them was written by him. The acting director said, I have been directed by the commission, which is wrong. He was directed by the minister to suspend these four. We suspended them. Ever since then, he has been denying that it was on his basis, on his information, that we ordered that, rather we advised for their suspension. He said, we did it ourselves, which is a lie. I hope the country is listening. It seems that the time of the information you are talking about to me, either he or his agents have given to you. I think it was a mistake for them to do that. Because by the time you finish with me, the world will know what actually we are dealing with. We are dealing with corruption at the core, where everybody is prepared to not to go all the way to stop us, to distort facts, to distort everything, so that they can be saved. I am talking about, for example, those three people, one a commissioner, rather two commissioners,
and the lead council.
Yes, and the lead council.
Yes.
Who has falsely claimed that he is a commissioner. That is all in the writing, you can check. They say that we went without them. I want you to interview them. Didn't you agree that you have a press conference? Weren't you going to discuss what you will present on that conference? Secondly, when the conference came, why did you disappear? The three of them never turned up. Our secretary called them where the mobile were off. We believe they were meeting with some other people to sabotage whatever we are going to do. But Kanu, Quidinja and myself, we went ahead. Our rules allow us. We don't have a quorum to speak of. We talk by consensus. But it says we shall determine our own procedure. Read the act, the Commission's Act. Yes. So we have never set a quorum. Now, in this rule, their very erroneous statement to the minister, they don't explain why they acted as they did. But let me tell you, a reporter from UBC went to UWA, said, Kanyeihamba and Kanu Kwidinji have given their position. They have recommended that the present acting executive director should be interdicted immediately because he is committing damage to the institution. Why don't you give me the reasons why you differed with him? I want you not to talk to me, talk to that reporter of UBC. They refused to give any evidence at all. He said, please, this is a serious accusation by the commission that you have not cooperated with them and you are doing things behind their back. They say, we have nothing to say. If they are correct in what they have been stating and they have written to the minister, why are they very frightened to speak the truth? Do you know how they ended up?
No.
When the reporter insisted they should give the reason why they are differing from Kanyeihamba and Kwidinjira, they said, we have nothing to say because our chairman, meaning Kanyeihamba, has already given you his statement. What does that mean? Don't ask me, go and ask them. My friend, if anybody belongs to bring a fight to Kanyeihamba on corruption, they have somebody to reckon with.
So how bad is this corruption? What did they change?
It is very, very bad.
Paint a
It is the worst.
Paint a picture for us.
Let me tell you, somebody in the ministry gets money to be refunded to UWA, where of course Dr. Seguya is the acting director.
Yes.
The money, yes, and this is not against him, but the person in the ministry swallows that money to the tune of nearly 7 billion.
Is that during Seguya's time or before Seguya's time?
During Seguya's time, but it is not his fault. Somebody deceived him. But the money was supposed to go to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and when it was then, and it was supposed to be sent to the UWA where Seguya is.
Yes. And it disappeared in thin air.
It disappeared in thin air.
Yes.
That is not his fault.
Yes.
There are many crimes he has condoned or committed himself, but that was not one of them. I am always to people. Then 2.1 billion
yes.
also disappeared in thin air between UWA and the ministry. Number 2. Number 3, something like 14 billion was released to do certain activities. Much of them was not done. Now let me tell you, most of these people stayed in Kampala. Many of them didn't visit these sites when the money was disappearing. Let me tell you a good example. And Mapesa gave us an excellent evidence on this. They were given money to dig boreholes in Kidepo Park.
In Karamoja.
Karamoja.
Yes.
9. All the money was released from the PAMSO project undertaken by the acting, or rather supervised by the acting executive director. The money went. We discovered, all the residents, experts, people who have been there, including the World Bank, including people who visited there, that 3 boreholes can be discovered there.
Yes.
Out of 9 for all the money.
Right.
But 2, according to Mapesa, were built with the funds not from PAMSO, but from somewhere else.
Yes.
Then the 3rd hole, the evidence has been conflicting. That's why we wanted to visit there. That it is an old colonial hall, which they renovated, or even if it was dug at all, it was dug by the other donors.
Right.
The evidence is so damning that you as a Ugandan, when our reports come, you must cry tears. It's unbelievable.
Maybe very briefly, is this unique to, let's look at corruption in the country. Is it unique, or billions disappearing between,
From what I read in the report, people getting billions when they are not entitled to them, money disappearing elsewhere, it is the top of the iceberg.
What's happening in UWA? Is the tip of the iceberg?
Absolutely. I think the country, from what you have read,
yes,
and I hope the investigation will go everywhere. If you look at the land registry, if you look at the police, absolutely corruption is endemic, and the reports are coming again and again, and we hope we shall be the first one where the president will assist us to publish the truth of what is happening in the ministry, or what has happened in the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, and what has happened in UWA, so that we can be made as an example of how investigation should be carried out. And our recommendation, and I hope when they come, they will guide this country to avoid such catastrophe of corruption.
How much time do you need?
We have asked initially 3 months,
yes,
but our report to the president, and he will read that, is to say, really the corruption in this area and visiting that place is so important. Maybe you could even give us open-ended, and we give examples that many commissions of inquiry, not internal probe. You see, even in newspapers today, continue calling us an internal probe. We are not an internal probe.
Yes.
When we initially were asked to do this, we were started as a probe. Commissioners looked at it and said, there is no way we can do this work in the short time you have given us, and as a probe. We need the powers similar to High Court. By the way, I want to warn whoever are saying that the executive director must stay there until the minister decides. The minister himself, I hope he's listening to this radio, Commission of Inquiry, their decisions are like those of a High Court. So if a High Court has said this person is committing offences as I speak now, he should be interdicted, you must do so, otherwise yourself you will face the rigor of the law, or Parliament may ask questions about you. Why did the Commission recommend, and you received the letter, that a certain person who was making money disappear daily, and I can give you evidence how it was disappearing daily, you should suspend him, rather you should interdict him, and you have refused to do so. I hope the minister has got answers for that.
And Andrew Seguya, well, you said money disappeared, but he had nothing to do with it. Well, why do you...
Well, the one specific issue I've talked about is the money that was refunded to UWA when it went to me empty. On other issues, I didn't say he's innocent. He's guilty.
How much?
So don't use one thing and say he's innocent.
Tell us what he took from other places.
He took monies which were intended for UWA and distributed to the ministry. Lots of money.
How much?
Illegally. Well, at the moment, I could even say it was about over 100 million shillings.
Yes.
He did that.
He
took personal money,
How
which
much?
was given. Excuse me, I'm not going to go in detail.
Well,
I'm telling you.
You are accusing a man.
I am choosing him, and I've told you what our information said going to the minister. We said we are going to forward you a detailed report of why we think he should be interdicted. I am going to do that. But if you want, I'll send you a copy. There are so many, I cannot just put them on this radio. I didn't come. Do I have anything in writing? No. You don't expect me to recall them. All I have to know, I talk as a citizen of this country. I talk as a good lawyer. I have been a judge of this country for 14 years. True. Therefore, when I talk for that, you better believe what I say. Or when I want the evidence, I'll bring it to you in writing. But I don't say, mention it here. What is it? That is a very arrogant question.
Well,
but you're a younger man, I forgive you.
This is Spectrum on Radio 1 tonight.
Yes.
What are the findings of the Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement of the UWA projects? Why are disagreements ripping the Commission apart?
Why are you reading that question which somebody has given you? Once I have told you that we have not finished, we have got the bulk of the evidence from the documents we have read and the witnesses who appeared before us. We have yet to interview other people, including, by the way, the representative of the World Bank.
Yes.
The people who built those buildings. Why do you say, what are your findings?
Well,
it is a premature question. However, we gave our, what I call, interim report, which the minister demanded, and we gave it to him.
Right.
And I told him, beyond what we said there,
yes,
we are not ready to give the final report until he has. The president has, everybody has. Yes.
This is Spectrum on Radio 1. We'll be back after this break.
Let's show you how to multiply your savings, starting with the cash beneath the mattress to the savings in the bank that aren't making money. Let's turn your savings into somethings with Super Save Reloaded. Super Save Reloaded brings you savings and investment accounts which offer you a sure and predictable way to multiply your savings. For more information about Super Save Reloaded, ask at your nearest Stanbic Bank branch.
Stanbic Bank, moving forward.
I wanna be alive and free.
The spirit that binds us.
Strictly not for sale to persons under 18 years. Please drink responsibly.
Is your internet provider turning your world upside down? Broadband Company offers fast and reliable internet solutions. And for the first 100 subscribers this month, we offer zero connection fees. Save up to 400,000. For more information on these offers, call toll-free 0800 222 111.
Broadband Company, more than you expect.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90 is brought to you by Stanbic Bank.
Welcome back. Tonight on Spectrum, what are the preliminary findings of the Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement of Uganda Wildlife Authority projects? Why are disagreements ripping the Commission apart? Our guest is Professor George.